Hey, it's Rob Snowhite. We're going to do some consolidated fly tying today for shad. We're going to knock out all of my favorite shad flies in one video so you don't have to skip around on YouTube. This is the visual to some of the previous podcasts where I've talked about all my shad flies and what goes into them. Today, it's going to be how to tie them. You may or may not have these materials at home, so don't be scared that you're not going to replicate them exactly. And you can substitute probably a lot of this stuff with what you already have. I'm doing the Taco Bell analogy. There's only about 8 ingredients here, or fewer, including threads, hooks, and beads. So I'm going to go over the shad flies, and then I'm going to tie them for you. The first one I'm going to tie is the Shad NomNom. Then we're going to do a Shad Puff, followed by a Shad Buster. Then we're going to do a Shad Dart. Everyone should have something to tie a fly this basic at home. We're going to do a clear Shad Dart. It's the love child of the Shad Dart and the Shad Buster. And then we're going to do some Shad Jigs. Tying up a lot of these, sending these out in the mail right now. We're going to tie the Snowhite Damsel. We're going to do a basic just chenille shad fly. Another one everyone should have material to tie. And then we're going to end up with a little calf-tail Clouser. It's a really nice pattern. Most of the shops around here are closed, so you can still mail order flies, pick them up, or I can drop them off until quarantine is all said and done. I believe Richie's still open as of time of recording, so you can go down to District Angling, pick up your shad, sing tips, tie materials, everything else you think you might need for the next month or so before, if any of this still passes. So let's start off with the Shad NomNom. I'm going to be tying on my Regal Vise. I'm going to put my hook in there. Got my bead. I'm going to start my thread. I'm going to do chartreuse. Start my thread, wind it back. If I'm going too fast for you, you're just going to have to rewind. All right. We're going to make a tail of polar flash. It's a little over 1 inch long. And just wrap down the actual body of the fly. So it looks like that. We're going to cover it all up anyway, so it doesn't have to look pretty. We're going to take our Korean scrub yarn now. Wrap back up to the bead. Tie it in. Notice the direction. I mentioned dragon's tail. Back of a dragon. It should look like that. Or the fin of a fish. I'm going to wrap it all the way down to just past the hook point, and then I'm going to wrap back up. From there, I'm just going to take this and palmer it. Concentric tight wraps, where each wrap is right in front of the previous one, so as not to crush any of the wraps. Give it a couple extras right here. Pull tight. I'm going to wrap in front and around it 2 or 3 times. Pull, trim, lay that down. And now I'm just going to half hitch. Again, half hitch. Right finger, twist, pull that loop over and down. All right, there's your first fly, the Shad NomNom. I got to reel up all my thread. Shad NomNom. We're going to trim that trail now. Trim that tail. Nice, clean, short tail. Next up is the Shad Puff. Again, same size hook, size 4. We're going to tie this with pink thread, 210 denier. Just start the thread here. I'm going to grab bead chain eyes, about a 1/4 inch back. Again, polar flash. Right between the eyes, we're going to wrap that back. Didn't have to be tight wraps going back. The way forward is going to be tight. There's going to be no gaps between the thread wraps. The body of this fly is pink. This is basically a comet right now. So we have that. Now I'm going to take some chenille, lay it down between the eyes, wrap it down tightly, dangle my bobbin. I'm going to wrap this right there. I'm going to pull it tight over, wrap it down, cut. There's a little gap of chartreuse still there, so I will just wrap that down. There you have a Shad Puff. Tied on a gamakatsu and fish in the salt. Now, again, we're going to trim that tail. There you go. Shad Puff. Next up is the Shad Buster. Same hook. We'll tie it in pink again. Why not? Thread, pink. Start in front of the eye. Where you're going to tie it down. I got my, can't see this now, but I've got my tie wheel set up. Got my dumbbell eyes right there. Polar flash. Doesn't matter where I wrap going down this time. I'm going to wrap back up to the dumbbell eyes. Let it dangle. I'm going to find my stretch magic. Now when it comes out of the package, it's sort of opaque. If you just kind of stretch it a couple times, whatever coating is on there, it's going to be clear now. So I am going to lay this down right behind the dumbbell eye. And I'm going to wrap down again to the hook point. Hello. All right, so I'm going to wrap concentrically, not to miss any gaps between stretch magic. Again, you just have a thicker comet. Now we're going to take this and we're going to start wrapping it. I'm going to pull a little tighter right there because it stretches. And now I'm just going to wrap. Now watch my bobbin. I have it timed to go between my bobbin, popping everywhere. You start trying to get these to line up a little bit better now. And wrap it right behind the head, and then we're going to go over like this. You're going to tie it off right behind the eyes and cut. Not the best looking one, but it'll do. You get the idea. I'm going to trim that tail down. There you have a Shad Buster. And that tail's a little wonky, but I'm not going to re-record this because I messed up the tail. Next up is a basic Shad Dart. Now we're going to start tying with beads. We'll do pink again. We're going to do a chartreuse body on this one. As of now, 322, the shads still are not really in the river in great numbers. You've got plenty of time to start tying and filling boxes. Again, this is my Antron chenille. Tied in here, tied down the body, and back up. You can see why these flies don't fall apart just due to all the wraps. Now, just going to do some nice soft right there. Half hitch behind the bead. There you've got a basic little Shad Dart. Next, we're going to do the clear version of the Shad Dart. I need to cut some more stretch magic. Clean it off. Polar flash. Tied in behind the bead. Go back up to the bead. So this one's going to have a chartreuse body on it. Stretch magic is clear. It's hard to find. I got mine. All right. So again, tie this down. If you can, if it's small enough, you can insert it into the bead. And then nice. You can't see how slowly I'm doing this, but my fingers on my left hand are going back ever so slowly. to give me perfectly wrapped shank. Now I'm going to go back up that, cover up any little gaps. And in this one, the chartreuse is going to show through. So I get a tighter, cleaner wrap on this than I did on the last one. Stretch magic is fun stuff. Pull it a couple tight times behind that bead. And then we're going to wrap it down, lock it in, pull, cut. Really does not get more easy than that. You may notice that my knot pulled back here. I'm just going to go with that. Trim that tail. There's another simple fly for you. Let's do the Shad Jig. We're going to do chartreuse. What's that over there? All right, I'm going to take my Flashabou now. I've got it perfectly measured. So all I have to do is twist and cut. Just going to put that right behind the lead. I'm going to tie that in. Nice and tight, nothing's coming loose. Now I'm going to take some chartreuse pearl, B-E-S-T, whatever. Tie that down right behind. You stop right here. Get all of the tinsel out of the way. Slowly palmer this up. 2, 3, 4, 5. I told you in the video, it's exactly 5 wraps of chenille. Pull the Estaz back, a couple wraps behind the eyes, or the dumbbell head, or the jig head, depending on how you're tying it. Notice all these are going to have something that you're tying behind. Trim. There's your Shad Jig. Now we want that tail to be nice and even. So again, trim that up. There's your Shad Jig. Let's do a damsel fly, size 10, shrimp scud hook. We're going to switch bobbins now. And we're going to use black because it's threaded and red isn't. I'm going to use the red now. This is when I need a guitar tech, but for fly tying. It'd have someone in the eaves over here. Just hand me a fully threaded bobbin. All right. So we're going to wind that up. We're going to start our thread right behind the eye of the hook. We're going to add in our bead chain eye. We're going to take a piece of crystal flash. We're going to tie that in right behind the dumbbell eyes. We're going to take our 5 strands of ostrich plume that have already been licked together. Wrap it down right behind the dumbbell eye. Fold this back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to palmer this. Fold it over between the dumbbell and again wrapping it behind. Everything is wrapped and tied off behind the dumbbell eyes, the bead chain, the bead, or the leaded jig head. We're going to throw 3 half hitches into that. Okay, and there you have, that's a nice Snowhite Damsel. Now we're just going to do a little chenille body shad fly. We will do pink on this one. We're going to throw a chartreuse body onto it. Start your thread. Again, dumbbell eyes. We're going to take our saltwater Flashabou. We're going to take Nice long piece. Tie that down behind the eyes. Wrap down. Wrap back up. Now we're going to take a piece of Kilowatt Red. We're just going to tie it from the ball. Take some Kilowatt Red behind the eye. Wrap back up. And now, just palmer. I usually tie this on a smaller hook. I just grabbed all size 4s. I usually do a size 6. Couple wraps over around the eyes. Wrap behind the eyes, trim. Half hitch. Trim. Tail, it's pretty even actually. I don't have to trim that. And there you have a chenille body Shad Dart fly. Now we're going to finish up with a calf tail Clouser. So we're going to do a small nymph hook. We'll start with pink thread. And we're going to start this. Nice heavy nymph. I'm not a fan of the lead dumbbell eyes for this. I prefer brass ones that Orvis makes. These just sit too high on the shank. Okay, we're going to add some flash to that. We're going to use 2033 Flashaboo. Just flash right behind the eyes. Trim it. We're going to take chartreuse baby cowtail or calf tail. Find a nice piece. You twist it to get the piece you want. We're going to even all those up so it ties in clean. The closer your fingertips are to the tying point, the cleaner and neater your fly will be. We're going to tie that in front of the dumbbell eyes. Then we're going to go behind the dumbbell eyes and down a couple times. Now we're just going to flip it over, readjust the hook angle. We're going to take a nice pink calf tail. Calf tail is something you need to buy in person. For my non-fly tying friends and neighbors that are watching while they're home, yes, you can buy baby cowtails at stores. We're going to clean off any extra short pieces. Check that tip. It's not straight. We're going to put that only in front of the dumbbell eyes and tie down. We'll throw some half hitches into that. This one you might want to throw a little Solarez on it. So let's take a little bit of clear. Again, for my non-fly fishing friends, this is stuff they used in dentist office, and a dentist was like, you know what? That'll be great for tying flies. Hit it with my Solarez rechargeable light. It's done. And that is it. One very nice, very funky little calf tail Clouser. So again, my name is Rob Snowhite, fly fishing guide instructor, urban fly fishing in DC. If you want to hire me to learn how to fish these flies for shad, go to robsnowhite.com and you can see I've already got flash and trimming all over me. That's a great beard piece right there, but that's definitely flash. Enjoy your time home. Enjoy tying flies. Maybe we'll tie up some more tutorials coming up the next couple days. Thank you. Have some good shadness madness. I'm done. First time I put my scissors down, too.